Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of PB&J. Pam and Betty go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Hello, everyone. This is Betty, and today we're diving into the importance of building a strong support network and how to find and maintain your personal tribe. Mine is small, but mighty.
Mine's kind of big. Betty, you...
She's the social butterfly of the duo.
You had a pretty serious health scare a few years ago. How important was it for you to have your tribe there to support you during that time?
I was diagnosed with a very rare tumor called a pheochromocytoma. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but the chances of a full recovery were about 50-50. Anyway, my friends were instrumental in keeping me sane, 100%. I would not have been able to get through the stress and fear without them. They were there just to be with me. I didn't always want to talk about my health, and they understood that 100%. The night before my surgery, my tribe came together for dinner at my home. It was the last thing I experienced if it was the last thing I experienced in this life, it would have been worth it to have us spend time together, laughing and enjoying being with one another. Something I will cherish forever.
It was a very scary time, and I'm so glad that you were able to recover as well as you did. It's like it never happened almost. I know it did, but it feels like it never happened.
Yeah, it still feels surreal, like it was a dream. But again, thanks to my tribe, they definitely helped me get through it.
Remember back in the 80s, Betty, when we used to form our own little tribes at school? Whether it was the jocks or the nerds, the cool kids with the neon leg warmers and the Walkmans, we all had our different groups.
I sure had mine. Don't come at me, but I was with the smokers hanging out behind the school in the smokers hall. I was young and I thought I was too cool for school.
You know, it's so funny when you say that. I don't remember you hanging out with the smokers. But I guess because you were a grade under me, I didn't see you really in school a lot. We didn't have any classes together.
No, because Pam was Miss American High. We went to American High School and she was like pep rallies and she was all over the place. And this is why it's so important to find your tribe, even outside of your interests. When you connect with somebody, you connect. Because we had completely different interests in school. The ideas of going to the pep rally was sneaking behind the gym so I could smoke with the rest of the cool kids.
And my thing at the pep rally was to be out there screaming with my red, white, and blue makeup on and making sure that the banners were okay and everything. So I guess everybody had their thing that they were doing.
Everybody had the thing that they did. But when that school bell rang and we made it home by 3:00 to do what?
Watched General
Hospital. Yes, we did.
Every day. And we taped it because remember we had VCRs.
Oh, once the VCRs came into town, yeah. Then I taped all my children General Hospital.
One Life to Live. One Life to Live, yeah. We had them all. Well, it's always been easy for me to make friends. I have no problem going up to complete strangers and starting a conversation. I love meeting new people. My mom said I've always been like that since I was very young. How about you, Betty?
Now I can easily start a conversation with anyone. When I was a kid, I was always very shy, but somewhere along the way, I came out of my shell. No idea when, but I sort of have gained that fuck it attitude. Pardon my French. So, why is having a support network so crucial? Well, for one, it's like having your own personal cheerleading squad. For me, I decided to start a journey with digital marketing several months ago, and I can honestly say that I have gotten so much support, positive support from my friends and my tribe who have been just supportive with me on all of the platforms that I have been on. Only good vibes from my tribe. And actually, one of the things that they've been very supportive for both Pam and I is starting this podcast. So I can honestly say that the support network, even moving forward, has always been very positive for me.
I think me as well. When I think about tribe and I think about our friendship, I think about when I was going to massage school and I wanted to do the deep tissue massage on you. And I was like, oh, Betty, will you be my guinea pig? You know, I want you to do the deep tissue massage. And you were like all excited because I'd done the Swedish massage and you really liked that. And then when I did the deep tissue, I remember you were screaming so loud that your mother came running to the room to see what was going on because you were like cussing and you were screaming. And I was telling you, breathe, breathe. You just have to breathe. And you're like, I can't fucking breathe.
It was torture to this day. Whenever she does a massage, she's like, I know. Because yeah, she just about did it in for me. Well, I remember, and going back again to having your that support network and finding, to support you no matter what. My friends would have told me back in the day that, wearing the powder blue eyeshadow and the bright pink lipstick wasn't the way to go, but we were all hot messes, so we really didn't know any better.
Well, I remember when you dyed your hair and you came over to the house, and I don't know did you dye it black or it was supposed to be dark brown?
It was supposed to be like a red burgundy, and it looked black.
Oh yeah, it was black. And I thought it was the cutest thing ever. And I was like, hey, Betty, I think I like this. And you were like, oh no, I can't go anywhere. And you didn't.
No, I didn't leave my house. I didn't even go to school for 2 days until I could color it again.
And it's so funny because I'm so different because I dye my hair sometimes and it's like a bright red, almost like a Ronald McDonald red. And I just rock it. And I was like, okay. The lady looked at me one day when she dyed my hair and I guess she could tell that it was a little brighter than she thought it should have been. And she was like, do you like it? And I was like, I'll live with it.
Oh no. But at the time I was 16. There was no way I was going out of the house looking like that hot mess. Besides, that black red was clashing with my powder blue eyeshadow and my pink lipstick.
Well, you should have just wore black lipstick and then you could have been like one of those, what do they call them?
Yeah, but we didn't have golf back in that time.
Golf wasn't then?
I don't remember that.
I do remember some people very...
Well, maybe I wasn't with the goth kids.
Maybe they were rockers then it wasn't called goth.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Finding your tribe can be a little bit like dating. You have to put yourself out there and see who you click with. It's not easy to put yourself out there, but to me, it's so rewarding.
Well, I know for you were also in a bunch of clubs at school.
Yeah.
You were always volunteering. You were doing always all sorts of things like that. Again, wasn't my thing, but that's okay. I came into my own later on.
Yeah.
Definitely after the high school years. And I'm sorry?
Do you find it hard now? Well, do you even try to find friends now? Or do you think you have enough friends?
No, I don't purposely go out to find new friends. Sometimes it just happens that you click with some, and sometimes you don't. Since I started, going on social media and the different platforms, I have found a group of friends. I do have a tribe in my social media groups that we belong to certain communities.
Yes.
And I'm very much an extrovert in those communities. But I think it's because we're all struggling to the same thing, which is, women who are also who are Gen X and they're trying to find their way in this social media.
Yeah.
So we've clicked that way, but I didn't purposely go out to look for it. But when it comes, I'm a lot easier to open to it than I would have been probably even 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I kind of look for people. I think I just like to meet new people and maybe not even be a friend, but I just like to hear people's story, see what they're going through. I just like to talk to people. And a lot of times when I do, I end up making a new friend. So I guess maybe I'm a little bit more purposeful in doing it.
Mine is more circumstantial.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
I don't really go out to look for it. But once it does happen, I end up being very, very much involved in it.
But I guess now at our age, also, I have friends that are maybe 10 years older and 10 years younger, which I think is important because the ones that are older can kind of warn you about stuff that's going to happen. And the ones that are younger can kind of help me with technology and different things. So I think it's kind of good to have a little mix of everything. And it's funny because you have your tribe and I have my tribe, but you know my tribe and I know your tribe and I do stuff with your group. And you do stuff with mine, which I think is really cool, which I don't know if other people do that with their friends as well.
Yeah, I don't, for the younger generation, and again, I'm just speculating here, they probably don't.
Yeah.
Because I think they're still very cliquey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with us, as you get older, we may get cliquey again because we're more private as far as our, because some of us may be going through divorces or having issues with kids or grandkids or whatever.
Yeah.
But we do still, because of so many years, I mean, for some of you that may just be starting to get to know Pam and I, we've probably known each other since we were 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And right now we're approaching our mid 50s. So it's been a long time. So obviously I know the people that have come into her life.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows the people that have come into my life. So we've been able to kind of like absorb
Yeah.
some of that,
Yeah.
and you'll meet some throughout this podcast series,
Yeah.
as some will be coming in to share their life experiences as well. So you will definitely be meeting our extended tribe family.
And their love for us. I think they'll come on and just say how much they love us and that we're so great. I'm hoping that they say that.
Yeah, because none of them are getting paid. So let's talk about maintaining that support, that network. So now you found your tribe. How do you keep those connections strong?
Well, back in the day, you'd have like a friendship bracelet, so you knew who your people were. Then I guess we went on to the BFF, the little chains that you had. One piece, I had another piece. And I guess now, well, most of my keeping up with people is going out to eat or drinking, like we're doing now, thanks to my visit at Cooper's Hawk.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think, and it's very interesting as well, because maintaining that support network, so many of us that maybe have friends that we grew up with or even met in college live in different parts of the country,
Yeah.
maybe live in different parts of the world. So we don't speak to them every
Regular.
week
Yeah.
or every month. But I find that those that are still a part of my tribe that don't live near me, that sometimes I don't speak to for a month or two, once we do,
Oh, yeah, we talk for hours.
then
Yeah.
it's like we never had any time between us.
Yeah.
And thanks to platforms like Facebook and Instagram, we keep in touch.
Yeah.
We know what's going on in their lives,
Yes.
which otherwise we may not know. So I think that also keeps us connected,
Yeah.
because we've been able to incorporate ourselves into the social media platforms that allow us to keep in touch.
Yeah. Because even on social media, when I see something going on with somebody that's a friend of mine, sometimes I'll post on social media, just like, hey, good luck or, whatever. But then I'll text them privately and say, hey, I see what's going on, whether it's good or bad, just to give another little shout out to let them give a personal touch to it. And I think that goes a long way a lot of times, because it's really hard to keep up with people. I have a lot of friends. So if I tried to talk to everybody every day, I wouldn't get anything done. But I know when I do need somebody that they're always there.
Exactly.
I think because of the little reaching out here and there with people.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the role of empathy in building support network. It's been out there. It's about being out there for each other, even when life gets tough. I know when my best friend Deidre died, all of my girlfriends came out to her wake and the funeral. And it was like they all came together at different times of the day to lend their support. And it was like so weird to me, because I didn't ask anybody to be there at 1:00 or 2:00 or 3:00 or 4:00. And I stayed there with her at the wake with her body the whole day. I didn't plan on doing that, but I just couldn't leave. And it was just so nice that every hour somebody new was there, and they stayed until somebody else came, and you and Marty stayed to the end. And it was just so nice to have that village, that support system, that you didn't even have to ask, that your people knew you needed them. And I think that's what's important about having a tribe, and that your people know you when you know them, and they know when you really need them. You don't even have to say, I really need you. They just know.
Just kind of know.
Yeah, just like when you were sick and we had the dinner at your house, you didn't have to say, will you please come? No, you knew everybody was going to come.
Yeah.
It was just like one of those things. And I think that's why it's so important to have those people in your life. And when I see people that don't have friends, well, first of all, I think they're kind of weird, because how do you not have friends? And somebody should like you, but you have to put yourself out there, though. You got to smile. You got to be friendly. You can't make friends if you're not friendly, and I think sometimes people don't know how to do that.
Oh, by the way, Marty is one of our tribe.
Yes.
And again, the whole humor thing.
Yeah.
Because, when I was so many things have happened in my life in the last several years. I've had family members pass away. I had, my dad pass away, and it was very, very difficult. But I always had my friends there
Yeah.
to laugh about things.
Yeah.
When my dad passed away, and I called Pam to
Yeah.
let her know that my dad had passed away, she was like, "Oh my God, no more pizza."
Yeah.
Because when we were in college, we stayed up all night writing a paper
Yeah.
one night, and we had ordered pizza, and my dad kept saying, "You want more pizza? You want
Yeah.
more pizza?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, we were 20, and, now we're in our 50s, and my dad, every time he would see Pam, he would still be like, pizza. So, I mean, they're there for the good times, and they're there for the bad times, but they make the bad times better.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the bottom line
Yeah.
of why you need to have a tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when humor gets you through so many things. I could just remember so many times that we've sat and just laughed so hard that we cried, and it just makes me feel good to think of all the little fun, crazy things that we've gone through. Remember when Linda died and you were at my house?
Linda was my dog, by the way.
And you were at the house and your mom called and said Linda died. And we cried so hard for that dog. I was like, it was like a family member died, and it was your dog, but I was crying just as hard. And but that's what friends do.
Yeah.
Friends cry with you. They laugh with you. They pick you up when you're down. And it's just so awesome to have good friends. And I'm so glad to have you as a friend.
Thank you. Right now, we're going to insert "Thank you for being a friend."
We can sing it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, we'd like to thank our sponsors, 55th Street Station and the Brightline train. You may have heard it in the background. And also Sunshine Delights for bringing us a beautiful charcuterie board for us to enjoy this evening.
Also, I'd like to thank myself, the Anderson family, for bringing Cooper's Hawk.
Thank you for the Anderson family wine membership.
Yes, yes. Well, we hope today's episode has inspired you to appreciate your own support network and maybe even start building it stronger.
Absolutely. Remember, your tribe is out there. You just need to find them and cherish those connections.
Thank you for tuning in to PB&J. Pam and Betty go together like peanut butter and jelly.
See you next time, and remember to always be kind to your tribe.